Yo, so this is my build. It's the League Mechanic and all that. It's just showing off some things. First tip, if you go window in the League Mechanic, you can see way more off the edge. You can see some of those big bright wisps way before you should, which can help out a ton. In the background, there's just like a really good map I did, or a pretty good map I did recently where I got like a solid amount of juice. And you can see me how I'm doing the League Mechanic. I'm like running around. There's no rush. Like, yeah, it's sped up. But yeah, you don't need to rush in the League Mechanic. You can take as much time as you want. And if you really juice it, you can always like backtrack and run around the edges and pick up every single little piece of juice that's left and kill every single mob. But I usually only do that if I do well. So I do pretty well on this one, so I backtrack, but yeah. So I've just been running like T16 cemeteries with this ridiculously expensive build now that a bunch of other content creators are also using it, because it's pretty unique in that you don't have to care about offense because it's all just done itself. So all I got to deal with is defenses and trying to live this pretty cool league mechanic. It's pretty fun to like juice up your maps, like with the mostly with the blue. You see so many different currency explosions, but yeah, I've just been like, so I do the league mechanic, then I just rush the boss, and then I just like farm altars and hunt the abysses in the map. I've also got expedition on because I was hoping those multipliers would work, but they don't seem to work too well. I think there's probably better mechanics, so I'll probably move on to something else now. But I thought I'd talk about the league mechanic. So the three juices, the purple juice, which is the extra prod, which is good, and more arrows, which means you get hit by more stuff. There's the yellow, which is just more speed, attack speed, movement speed, things go super fast. And yeah, that's quant, and then there's blue, which is the one that is all about currency, but that gives crit damage and crit multi, and I found I was dying a lot when I was juicing a lot of blue. So you gotta find somewhere where you can get crit reduction. And the main places I'm getting at the moment is the watches and masteries. There's so the watches is the determination mod, the masteries are the curse mastery, and the armor mastery. If you're going to use the curse mastery, you need to use blasphemy so that your curses become an aura, and then that applies. That's the easiest way to do that. And then you can also get a corruption if you're using a unique chest. You can buy the crit reduction one, and I think once you get to around like 80-ish% reduction, you can start juicing blue pretty hard and you won't die. But before that, I found I was dying a lot. So yeah, I found the other mechanics are alright if you have sustain. I imagine yellow can be pretty rough if you're not using the amulet that I'm using, which is the one where you kind of regain your life just before you get hit. But yeah, you can see like my footage is me just doing an abyss, and the amount of loot, like I'm using the highest tier filter on filter blade and it's still way too much. I'm about to like change some things, but when you run, so I'm running like reliquary scarabs, and when you get enough wisps in your map and you kill some of these rares from abyss, they just explode in loot, and it's a bit ridiculous. You'll see the screen just fill up with rares, oh, fill up with uniques, and same with like even currency. You see lots and lots of currency, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty ridiculous. Abyss is loads of fun, and yeah, I'll muck around with some other league mechanics probably over the next few days. Like in between, it's obviously like Christmas time, so there's a lot of busyness going on. But yeah, crazy amounts of loot. I'll put some timestamps in the description, just like pointing out some uh, bits in the video. I think this is like some abysses, some expeditions. Everything's sped up, but it's all just like this is just one like map where you've won the lottery of the league mechanic, and you've gotten like, a lot of each juice, like a fair bit, like 2k of each juice, which means your map's gonna be pretty solid no matter what. This isn't even like 8 mod or anything like that. It's just like a map that just, I think it corrupted and nothing happened, and it's just mods that I can run, and nothing too crazy, not too many altars or anything like that. Just good amount of league mechanic juice. So if you like, imagine if you hit like 8 mods, and then you hit good altars, and then you hit some really good rares with all the juice, all these kind of stack up onto each other, and you can get a lot of loot. In the background, you can just see me dying repeatedly to bleed because I refuse to get a bleed flask for whatever reason. I want to try and get a crit reduction body armor, but probably should just get a flask. I think I've leveled to like 97 or so just doing these maps. It's pretty chill, and this build is insanity. So yeah, I'll just let it play, and yeah, I might make a build update, but I mean, lots of streamers are playing this build and it's just super expensive. So I'm just gonna try and farm, I don't know, maybe a mage build or something like that, and then move on to some other builds. So yeah, see you later.